All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Let's step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Lady in Black.
This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson.
Welcome to TurnLeftTV.
The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to, where's we at? We are at
race fan.
Darlington, baby. Got a little bit of an echo there going on. It's race number 4 of the season, and this should be a big one here. Hang on to your horses, boys and girls. This is going to be fun. It's Darlington, the Lady in Black. Well, it's Darlington Raceway tonight, race number 4, 110 laps of pure madness. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? There's only one way to find out, and that is hang out right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here and joining us on TurnLeftTV. We got a good one here for you tonight at Darlington. Very, very fun track. Always enjoyed Darlington. Again, thanks so much for coming in here and joining us. Sorry about that little echo there we had going on. We had the stream up in the background, and it was broadcasting that as well. So there you go. Just be. Fire me. Again, thanks for coming in tonight. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster, commentator. This is Darlington Raceway, a little over 1.3 miles in length, race number 4 tonight, 110 laps, and this egg-shaped oval will reach out and just absolutely smack you. Banking in the turns, turns 1 and 2, about 25 degrees of banking. Turns 3 and 4 at 23 degrees of banking. See a little banking down the front stretch and the back stretch. And again, this was a tough one, man. You got to race that outside line. You got to really time your passes and take care of those tires and make sure you get a good corner exit. This can be a tough track. We just got a few minutes here left in the practice session. Again, thanks so much for coming in. Sorry about that for the opening there. Missed that. We had a little bit of a problem with the. I think I streamed on Twitch last week in the Saturday Night Thunder, and it kind of carried over some issues there. But hopefully the stream's looking okay to you tonight. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or your website hosting, online store hosting, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. That's where we have our website, of course, and our servers here at HighOctaneRacing.net. And great, solid servers, great tech support, and a wonderful website. All the help I needed to be able to offer this website through EliteHostingUSA.net. Looks like these guys are flying through the world, getting ready to go to the qualification session. Again, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Please hit that thumbs up button. I'm representing tonight, man. Clinton Prairie Motorsports. This is my school, and they have their own motorsports program. electric go-karts. And they race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, too, around the Indy 500 time, just before the Indy 500, as a matter of fact. So big race. And really cool deal, man. Some kudos to Mr. Walker, the guy who runs that show. He's a huge race fan and gave me this hat, so I really appreciate that. I've had it for a while. But again, hey, thanks for coming in. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. Peace to everybody out there in TurnLeftTV land, in sim racing land. And if you're watching me here on YouTube, whether it be live or on replay, thanks for coming in. Please hit that subscribe button. Let me know you were here and share all my videos with your friends. Don't forget, down in the description of this race, you can click on those links and follow those over to the Fanatec website and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Again, thanks for coming in here tonight. Great one for you tonight in the Buschwacker series, man. Already got some chatters in here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and, of course,
Givaldo.
Givaldo Spindola. Great driver here. Claudio Bardelli Jr., great driver. Those guys are Brazilian brothers coming in and joining us. Very big supporters of TurnLeftTV and HighOctaneRacing.net. So we really appreciate that. Those guys coming out each and every week, man. These guys just love racing. Look at that, Jesus Iglesias joining in here too. Always enjoy Jesus. He'll be out tonight in the Orange Crush car, so keep an eye on Jesus tonight. Again, thanks for those guys for coming in and joining us in the chat session. Good luck to both of them, all three of those folks. Boa sorte. Thiago says he's barbecue man. We gave him a nickname, barbecue. He's the barbecue man. Hey, guess what? We got a huge announcement. And that's right, the Saturday Showdown Series will be back in action to kick off a brand new season. Back by popular demand. And we'll kick it off at Daytona International. 80-lap race coming up next week. And we have a 10-race season headed your way. We'll take a look at the schedule here. Just released, hot off the presses. You see here is a 10-race season. And 2 road courses on there, Watkins Glen and Riverside, in this great Saturday Showdown series. So definitely going to be a lot of fun. It'll be broadcast live here on TurnLeftTV. So hot off the presses. Starting next week, we'll kick off the season in the Saturday Showdown Series on Saturday afternoons. About 5.5 or so minutes left in the qualification session. High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be headed your way tomorrow. Race number 2 of the season starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Michigan. The High Banks High Speed Oval at Michigan. Man, this is a great one. 90 laps tomorrow and should be streamed live on Twitch. So keep your eye out for that on TurnLeftTV 1 on Twitch. So great one. This is a great Cup series, man. I raced in this series last season. This thing's been going on for 21 years, man. I've been a part of High Octane Racing League since 2001. And the Saturday Night Thunder has been in action on Saturday nights that long. That's just crazy. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, we're at Darlington here tonight. Next week, we have Daytona International 70-lap race. And then on 25 February, huge race for us, the inaugural Busted Knuckles 125 to honor our fallen hero, Lauren Stopworth, great friend of all of ours here at HORL. And we definitely miss him. And we're going to race in his honor at Phoenix Raceway, his favorite track, 125 laps on February the 25th. See Vegas, California, Richmond, and Kansas on the back half of that season. So we got a score to settle here with the Lady in Black at Darlington tonight. Who's going to come out on top? There's only one way to find out, and that's watch it live right here on TurnLeftTV.
A lot of soul.
Last week's winner. This was a wild one, man. I'll tell you, at Nashville. Came down to a little pit stop strategy, and Lucas Simpner took the lead late in the race, got around Claudio Bardelli Jr., and comes away with the race victory at Nashville. So congratulations to the 21 car, Lucas Simpner, that Flex Seal sponsor machine, on getting the race win. Claudio Bardelli Jr. second, Paul Brown third, Ed Palumbo finished fourth, Dan Richter finished in the fifth position. The Muncasey, Madu, Hassel, Willis, and Gomez rounding out the top 10 last week at Nashville. These guys are going through the driver's meeting right now. About a little under 3 minutes left to go. Everybody has qualified, but going through the driver's meeting as we speak. So we can take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. Did I go through these? I think I did. Know which turn you're going into. My God, man. You got to know which turn you're going into. This thing could act. If you forget, this is an egg-shaped oval. If you forget, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to be in the wall in a hurry. So know which turn you're going into, man. Race this track. Race the track. Time your passes. It's hard to pass here. And I think, you're obviously, for the most part, going to have to go down to the bottom line to make passes. And then that means, you're going to be racing most of the time up on the outside, and that means flirt with the wall. Don't kiss the wall. Don't massage the wall. Just flirt with it a little bit. Get up there close to the wall, and you're going to be all right, man. I'll tell you, that's going to be a challenging track here tonight. Always is at Darlington. Save your tires, too. Exiting the turns on both ends. Turns 2 and 4, man, the car can get really loose on you, so you're going to have to save your tires, man, and be patient coming off the turns as well. Pit stops on point, man. Really, really easy here to speed on pit lane. You do not want to speed on pit lane. This will be devastating here tonight. So those are my keys to the race, the 5 keys to the race. I'm going to limit it to 5. I could probably come up with some more, but I'm going to limit it to 5. Oh, hell, wait, but we'll do it with the 6th one. How about say hello to Paulo Chachalowski before you leave? He's in here tonight, so good to see Paulo. Boa noche, my friend. And good to see you here tonight, buddy. Those are my keys to the race. We got to add that one in there. Say hello to Paulo. Get no Paulo in here. Joxer Mo in here too. Just a short little bit here in the qualification session. All right, that ends the qualification session. Take a look at the results. Here we go. Sean Jacobs qualifying on the pole. 29.445. Todd Robillard qualifies in the second position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start third. Preston Hassel fourth. Arctic Vieta starts in the 5th position, Ed Palumbo 6th. Starting in the 7th position is Tim Lansbury. Jim Willis starts 8th. John Stanley in the 12 car will start in the 9th position. Chris Hughes starts in the 10th spot. Starting in the 11th position is Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Christian Wilson starts in 12th. Kent Thomas, brand new driver here for us at HORL. Welcome, Kent. Thanks for coming out here, and welcome to HORL. Starts in the 13th position in the 5X car. Javaldo Spindola in the 68 will start 14th. It looks like Jesus Iglesias logging back in, so he'll actually start in the 15th position tonight. Tiago Gomez in here. We got half of Brazil in this room right now. How about that, man?
I want all of Brazil. Send the pretty girls.
I still haven't gotten any tickets for Carnival. I don't know. I mean, I thought I was your friend. I thought Paulo was going to send out some tickets up here for Carnival, but that's fine. I'll wait. I'm patient. So you telling me? So just about 8.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. All right, hey, thanks so much for coming in here, joining us on TurnLeftTV. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. We'll get the command to start the engines. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. The top 10 in points. Claudio Bardelli Jr., 126 points in P1. Preston Hassel in second. Sean Jacobs sits third in points. Tight battle right there. 2, 3, 4. 99 points there for Ed Palumbo. 4. Tim Lansbury's fifth. Christian Wilson sits sixth in points. Givaldo Spindle is seventh. Paul Brown eighth. John Stanley ninth. And Gary Madu sits in the 10th position. About 2.5 minutes left to go here in the Buschwackers series. Take a look at the side-by-side view, and you see the Fairtech logo down there. Please click on that description, or click on those links in the description of this race and help me out. Thanks to all those folks who purchased stuff through Fanatec, also who've just visited the site using my link. I really appreciate that. Tough getting on pit lane here as we see Todd Robillard coming around that access road. You come down pit lane. This can be tough, man. You're carrying a lot of speed, so you may see guys smacking that wall right there. Whoa! Hey, right there. That's skipping on those barrels, isn't it? Kiss the barrels. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, man. Can be tough getting on pit lane. Yeah, Palumbo leaving a little mellow yellow on the barrels. Wowza. Just throwing out his mellow yellow out the driver's side, or the passenger side window right there in that trash barrel. Look at that. Zora Child in here. Preston Hassel in here. Tony Furtado in here. My heavens, man. Where's Tony at? Where's the 9 car? We got to get him out here on the track here tonight. It's a tough track, man. So if you're going to miss one, it's probably one to do, but this is a tough one. I've never had much luck here at Darlington. I guess I did maybe in rFactor 1 and then also in NASCAR race in 2003, but I've never been able to dial it in here in rFactor 2 for some reason.
All right, boys and girls, it's about that time. Time to get this party started.
We're at Darlington, the lady in black. For 110 laps here tonight. It's race number 4 of the season. Here we go. Command to start the engines.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, here we go. The starting order here tonight. Sean Jacobs starts in first in the 24 car. Todd Robillard in the 90 will start in the second position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 starts third. Preston Hassel in the 27 car starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th is Arthur Vieira in the 4. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in the 6th position. Tim Lansbury, Skyline Chili Ford Mustang, starts in 7th. Jim Willis in the 53 car starts in the 8th position. John Stanley will start in 9th. Chris Hughes in the 7 car starts in the 10th position. Tiago Gomez in the 9X. 11th. Christian Wilson in the 30 will start in the 12th position. Kent Thomas in his first race out in the 5X machine starts in 13th. Cavallo Spindola starts in 14th. And Jesus Barbecue Iglesias starts in 15th. All righty. Good luck to the drivers here tonight. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and this is Darlington. 110 laps here tonight of pure madness at this egg-shaped oval. Who's going to get the Darlington stripe? Who's going to be the first one to get the Darlington stripe here tonight? That's the stripe you get when you hit the wall. Be patient here, man. This thing will reach out and leave you crying. Sean Jacobs, the inside, will start the field or lead this field to the green flag. Todd Robillard in the 90 said he loves this track. Starts on the outside, so here we go. Get this party started. Pace car's off. We're in the green. Into turn 1, looks like Sean Jacobs. Good entry there into turn 1. Everything clean so far. Sean Jacobs looking solid here. Pulls out to the race lead. Robillard in second. We got some racing going on there early on here in the back. Look at this. Christian Wilson and Jim Willis in the 53. Christian Wilson, oh! Getting into the back of the 53 car. The 27 coming around too. A separate incident. Oh my heavens. We got a yellow flag here already. Oh boy. The lady got somebody. The lady got somebody. And we had a separate incident there. It looked like Preston Hassel got caught up in something, so he's off the pace there. Now back to 15th. We saw him backwards. Take a look and see what happened here. Preston Hassel. Oh, looked like Arthur got into the back of Preston Hassel. And the 27 comes around. Wow. Take a look at this again. 27 right here. 27 kind of got down there and a little bit got out of the gas, so it was a little bit loose. The 4 car might have got into him. So a little caution flag here early on. The first caution flag. That one got a little dicey right there. You know, guys, I think, you know, Preston, the 27 car, got a little bit squirrely, and the 4 car got into the back of him. With those guys there in the back. It's a tough track, man. This is what I say. You got to race this track because this thing is tough. Sean Jacobs, the race leader. Todd Robillard, second. Bartelli Jr. in the 91 is in third. Ed Palumbo, fourth. Tim Lansbury is in fifth. Don't forget, we got the inaugural race of, I shouldn't say inaugural race, kicking off season 2 in the Saturday Showdown series tomorrow at 2 p.m. or excuse me, next week at 2 p.m. I'm a mess. I am absolute mess. Next week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was what time we'll broadcast that live. Starting off at Daytona International. Take a look at the schedule here. California the week after that. See Vegas, Phoenix, Watkins Glen, some great road course there on March the 19th. Richmond, some short track action. Homestead, Riverside, another great short road course. On April the 16th, Pocono, and then Kentucky in that 10-race season kicking off next week at Daytona. Good to see Zora Child in here tonight. Oh, Gio. Ern and Gio joining us. Good to see him. Bringing us some chocolate. Jim Willis coming down pit lane. Taking some service. So this 53 car diving on the pit lane. Preston Hassel coming on the pit lane as well. Art Vieira is out there on the track right now. He'll probably end up going to the tail end of the longest line. 27 car coming down pit lane, taking some service, probably getting some repairs done. You see Jim Willis in his pit box in that 53 car. Probably not a bad idea, man, really, to come down pit lane, get some service done to this machine. And most importantly, you know, if you don't have any damage, get some new tires, man. I mean, just fresh tires all around as much as you can. There is no limit on tires. You see Jim Willis finishing up his pit stop. No limit on tires, so come down, get some freshies, keep those pit crew members lively. Awake. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. The Western Auto sponsored machine is the leader. I would think he's probably going to choose the inside line here, so I might be wrong about that, but I have a feeling that is going to be the case. I would imagine we're going to go green, or we're going to get the one to go this time by. So we see the 24 car choose the inside line. Oh, a little warp there by the 90 car. A little warp right there for the 90, so we got to keep an eye on the 90 car. Hopefully he's got a solid connection. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go back green. The lights are out on the pace car. Going to go in this time by. We'll get back going here. Hopefully everybody will sort of get going single file, get her figured out, get some heat in those tires, and then start making some passes. All right, back to green. Sean Jacobs, 24, the 90 of Todd Robillard up on the outside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. down on this inside line on board here with him. These guys getting it figured out, man. You see how much work he's doing on this wheels. He's coming around turn 2, coming down the backstretch. On board here with Claudio Bardelli Jr., our points leader. Everybody's sort of being nice now. I'll tell you what, man, John Stanley's worked his way up here already. He's in the 6th position in that 12 car. The 82, Tim Lansbury there running in 5th and 6th. Lansbury up in the wall. Lansbury got loose, got that car up in the wall. We got some more stuff going on here. Thiago Gomez, the 9X machine, he's having some issues. Holy smokes. Jesus Iglesias in the 30 of Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson here hanging on, man. It's his first trial, I think, maybe at this track. Trial by fire here at Darlington. This thing's not going to take any, have any mercy on you. As Christian Wilson up in the wall, he's making contact here. These guys go by. The 30 car in the trial by fire for him. '24, Sean Jacobs, the race leader here on lap 10. Bob Robillard in 2nd. Those guys sort of out there a little bit. About a half a second again on the 91. Actually a second on Bardelli Jr., so he's in 3rd, 1 second behind. About a 1.3 behind the race leader now. We got another yellow flag here. It looked like Kent Thomas might have come around. I'm not sure whether he got caught up in somebody's deal, but it looks like Kent Thomas might have come around here. See this 6X machine off the pace a little bit. So 2nd caution flag. Like I said, man, you got to race the track at this place. We'll see what happened here. Kent Thomas getting up the track. Oh, he gets up the track also just in front of him. 9X got up into the track. Kent Thomas against the wall and comes around. Watch him, and he climbs up the wall here. The 9X climbs up the wall as well. That's Gomez. And then right there, that 6X car just absolutely annihilates that inside wall. Arthur Vieira on board here with him. Watch this, out of the front of his machine. There's a 6X getting into the wall. And good job there for the 4-car. Good heads-up move in missing that. So that one looks like that might have been on the 5X machine. I said 6X. It looks like it was 5X. Escofil Sanfre in here. You see Escofil. And we'll take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwacker Series. At Darlington this week, Daytona coming up next week. You see Phoenix. It'll be a very special race for us here in the at High Octane Racing League. Busted Knuckles 125 at Phoenix Raceway to honor our friend Warren Stoppelworth, passed away last year. Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up on March the 4th, California, Richmond, and Kansas, the last 3 races of the season. So an interesting schedule here. But Daytona coming up next week. Wow, that's going to be a big one, man. The weekend of Daytona. Might as well do it right. So we've got a lot of guys on pit lane here taking some service. 27, Preston Hassel on pit lane. Looks like he might have missed his pit stall a little bit. Come back to back it up. Bardelli Jr., Archie Vieta all coming off pit lane. Here the 91 and the 4. Our race leader is now the 12 car, John Stanley. Lansbury is in second. I have a feeling John Stanley might be coming down pit lane this time by. We'll see. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at 90 laps from Michigan International, race number 2 of the season. Michigan's a fun track, man. I'll tell you what, you get some great high speed side-by-side racing, and it's got a little bit of a twist. I mean, it really is a super speedway, I think, but also kind of races in some respects almost like a mile and a half at times, the way you have to make passes. So this is going to be a fun track, a fun race, and the Saturday Night Thunder is a great series. Come on out and join us. Racing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darlington's a tough track. I mean, it's egg-shaped oval. The turns are tight, and they're tough. I mean, you got a lot of speed down the straights, and you got a real tight turns 3 and 4. A little bit more room to breathe, but a narrow turns 1 and 2. Banking in the turns 1 and 2 at 25 degrees, 3 and 4 at 23. And this is a tough track, man. It really is one of the toughest tracks on the schedule. This the Lady in Black, Darlington. These guys are getting beat up on here right now. They'll get it tamed out. They'll get it figured out here. So we got 2 to go now. Give me a chance to get a little sip of coffee or two. Now these restarts are dicey, man. I mean, you're back on cold tires, regardless of whether you just pitted or whether you've been riding around here without pitting. You're on cold tires. This track is tough. You get a little bit of rubber laid down through the practice session. See Givaldo Spindle in the 68. He's coming down pit lane. And it can be tough, man, so you got to be real careful here on these restarts because this thing can come around on you. I think, my strategy here would be just let the guys get that position. If they're racing you side by side, let them have it, and then worry about maybe trying to reel those guys in later in the run if you get a little bit longer green flag run. We typically see that here. We get a couple quickie cautions, and we have long green flag runs. Guys try to figure out how to drive the track and concentrate on driving the track versus really getting in and getting super racy like they can do some of these other tracks like Vegas or a Michigan or a Daytona and so forth. You got to drive this track here. John Stanley's going to start at the inside line. See Tim Lansbury in the 82. Not a huge fan of this track, I don't think. But right now has that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang in the second position. Artivetta now back up to the third spot. Bartelli Jr. fourth. I think these guys pretty much stayed out here, which explains some of the, kind of jumbling up of the order. See Givaldo joining the back of the field here. We're going to go green this time by. His car has just coming off the track to let these guys take the green flag. Here we go, 50 mile an hour is the speed. John Stanley going to lead the field. Take this green flag. Start lap 16. Bartelli Jr. is putting some pressure on that 82 car right now. He is all over the back of that 82. Might have even made some contact there. The 4 car, Artivetta, down on the bottom side here. Oh, smacking the wall is that 91 car. I'm telling you, gotta be patient here, man. Long race. These cars eating these tires. Lansbury in second. We got a battle back there. Chris Hughes, Christian Wilson battling it out. Here's the 7 and the 30 side by side. The car they're going to take over that spot as Chris Hughes in the 12th position. Christian Wilson in 11th. 53, Jim Willis. Got to be impatient here, running in the 14th position. Not his first dog and pony show, that's for sure. So he realizes, hey, man, it's going to be a long race here. Take your time. Don't get any damage on this car. 68, Givaldo Spindle there pressuring him a little bit. John Stanley in the 91. And Bartelli Jr. comes up and gets into John Stanley there. Bartelli Jr. went for broke, it looked like, and got up into the 12 car. We've got a caution flag. 91 got into John Stanley, I believe. Wow, we were tuning back into that, and that was already about halfway over. We'll take a look and see what happened here. The 91 and the 12 get together. Oh, and the 91 absolutely hard contact with the wall. Right here. And then the 91, looked like maybe the 12, looked like both those guys, we'll take a look at this again. Like the 12 car might have come down too. Is the 91 drifting up there a little bit? Oh, I don't know, man. He dove in there pretty hard, but 12 car kind of went down. And boom, into the wall. So, wow, another caution flag. My gosh, man, where are the commercials? This is why we have commercials, huh? Almost think both those guys could probably kind of cool out just a little bit here early on. Racing kind of tough. Sean Jacobs back to the front. Let's see. Let me review my keys to the race. Time your passes. Right? So good to see Gio here tonight. Preston, of course, he's out here on the track. Tony Furtado, we definitely miss you. We hope you get back here pretty soon racing with us. Joe Joxer, Mo Joxer. Jesus Iglesias out here on the track. Paulo here with us tonight as well. And Tiago Gomez out here on the track. These guys right now doing a lot of laps under caution flag. So we've had 3 cautions here early on. And hopefully these guys get it figured out. Get some good green flag laps in. Not a good way to start this race off. Pit stops on point here today. Save tires, flirt with the wall. Don't flirt with running into somebody else. And don't smack the wall. Time your passes and know your turn, man. Tell you what, know which turn you're going in, but be patient here in turns. My heavens. All right. Take a look at the schedule of the Buschwackers series. Darlington. Let's just scratch that one off right now, man. Let's get this bad boy over. Daytona coming up next week. 70-lap race there. A great track. And, of course, you know, that kicks off the real Daytona weekend. Phoenix Raceway, that's Busted Knuckles 125. We're going to race that in honor. A little bit longer race. Going to give away some prizes in that race as well. So you'll want to join us live on TurnLeftTV. And there'll be a big turnout, I think, at Phoenix to honor Lawrence Stopperworth coming up on February the 25th. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, California, Richmond, and Kansas on the back of that back half of that season. I love Vegas, man. California's fun one, too. What about Richmond? You can't leave out Richmond. That one. You got to really be up on the wheel. And then Kansas, of course, is a fun track. So we got some really cool tracks there on the back half of that season. Of course, everybody's got their eyes on Daytona. 24. Sean Jacobs going to start at the inside line. The lights are out on the pace car here, and we're going to get this thing going back green here, hopefully, for a good, long green flag run. We've had maybe about 3 laps of green flag racing, and at least in a row. And now we're back at it for another 3 laps. The 24 and the 90, we're going to start off here like they started off the race, side by side in 1 and 2. Preston Hassel, Ed Palumbo, 3 and 4. Christian Wilson and Kent Thomas up front as well. We got some different players up front here. These guys got to figure it out. Right now, a little bit of aggressiveness going on, a little bit of lack of patience. Pace car going in, so here we go. See if we can get it right this time. These guys forget they're being broadcast to the world. Other sim racers are watching them. Right, back to green. Nose to tail here. Hopefully keep this nose to tail and clean and green. Sean Jacobs the leader. Todd Robillard is in second. Preston Hassel and Ed Palumbo 3 and 4. Kent Thomas in the 6X car, or excuse me, 5X car. He's running in the 5th position. Got some battling here. Christian Wilson, Archivieta side by side. Christian Wilson on the outside. You see the 12, John Stanley trying to sneak through. Christian Wilson making some contact with the wall. Hard to keep that car off the wall right there. These guys trying to avoid him. It's a tough track, I'll tell you. Got to kiss the wall. Flirt with the wall. Don't kiss the wall. It's Sean Jacobs. 24, the race leader. Todd Robillard is in second. Robillard here looking pretty strong, pretty racy. He's starting to close in on this 24 like he wants to get around. Backing that turn up a little bit. 24 driving a little bit deeper into the turn. Jim Willis up the track here a little bit in his 53. He and Jesus Iglesias battling it out, looking out of the back of Jim Willis's machine. See Jesus Iglesias in that 22 car. That Orange Crush sponsor machine. Archivieta running in the 8th spot. Got a battle for the race lead as the 90 car going to the inside, battling that 24 side by side. 24 trying to tuck in and maybe hold on to the 2nd position. Preston Hassel now side by side with him. Preston in the 27 car, he wants a little bit of this action. Now takes over P2. Sean Jacobs now falls back to the 3rd position. Kent Thomas here thinking about making some moves. See in the 53, Jim Willis running P5, P6. Thomas holding on to that spot, running behind Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo in that 54 car, running in 4th. A lot of laps under that 54 car's belt. To tell you what, he's been racing for a long time. Get out of the back of his machine. So he's opened up a little bit of gap on these guys. A little bit better through the turns. Jesus Iglesias here in the 22. Running behind Jim Willis in that 53 car. On board here with Jesus Iglesias. He's holding on in the 7th position. Take a look at Christian Wilson here running in 15th. A little bit of a tough night here so far for him. And he made some contact with the wall. And this is a tough track, man. I mean, he's fairly new to sim racing. And he hasn't been on the Darlington track too much. And this thing can. We got a caution flag here. We got a caution flag. A huge pile up here. 4 car involved, 53 in car 5X involved. We got a massive pile up here. Looks like he's off the pace there a little bit. We'll see what happened. Like the 5X got in the wall, then come down and got into Jim Willis, and then the 4 car ends up smacking him. What a pile up right there. The 91, 82 gets through barely. Did you see that? That was a pile up. Kent smacking the wall right there, coming back. Smacking the 53. And then look at this, the 4 car absolutely right in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then look at this, the 82 car, he makes contact as well, so he's got some front end damage. Lansbury, hard contact for him out of the front of his car. It's going to unfold here and look just absolutely nasty. But smoke here, you just got to pray and spray on this one, and he ends up making contact. 53, Jim Willis got caught up in that as well. Right there is the 5X machine. Gets into the back of the 53. He comes around. Well, wow, that was a wild one there. But you got Christian Wilson out of the race as well. Got Robillard now the leader. Woo! That was a busy one there. Get those out of our system here. Robillard coming down pit lane. Preston Hassel is in second. These guys now coming down pit lane. Tough night there for Christian and Kent Thomas as well. Good to see Kent out and welcome him to HORL and TurnLeftTV, of course. These guys making pit stops. Todd Robillard finishing up his pit stop. The 90 car. Chris Hughes has stayed out. Is the 7 car. Now the race leader, as Robillard will come out in the 2nd position. I think Chris will probably come down pit lane here. We'll see. So you see the 7 car, Chris Hughes is coming down pit lane, so he wanted to get those points for lap lead. And speaking of points, season standings, top 10 in points coming into tonight. Bardelli Jr., pretty firm lead here so far. Preston Hassel's 2nd, Sean Jacobs 3rd in points. Ed Palumbo 4th. Tim Lansbury sits 5th in points. Christian Wilson 6th. He'll take a little bit of a points hit here tonight. Givaldo Spindola 7th. You see Paul Brown also not here tonight. Takes a little bit of a hit in the points. 8th. John Stanley 9th. And Gary Madu not here tonight either. Starts in, or is in the 10th position in points. So Chris Hughes coming back out on track. Robillard is the race leader. Ardelli Jr. in second, Jacobs third. You see Ed Palumbo fourth now in in the standings. We're getting the one to go. It looks like Robillard in the 90s elected to take the inside line. A lot of caution flags here. Pace car leading a lot of laps here tonight. I think a lot of those guys, man, they just get into the wall. They try to pull that car off the wall and get into other drivers. So be careful there. Race the track, man. If somebody's coming up on you and they want around you, let them around. And don't fight them, because you're going to end up doing yourself some damage here. See the 4 car coming back out off pit lane, so he'll start back in the 13th position. They got some fresh tires, get some repairs done to that machine. Lights are out on the pace car, and we're going to get ready to go back green here. Pace car off. 50 mile an hour is pace speed. Ready to go back green here to lap 36.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Right there, front 6, pretty tight. It's got to be a little patient here. Ed Palumbo and Preston Hassel battling it out. Preston Hassel there backs off. Ed Palumbo holding on to that spot now, 4th. Hassel is in 5th. Thiago Gomez back there as well. It's getting a little racy there with Gomez, Iglesias, John Stanley. Down to John Stanley's machine. This kid get a little dicey right here. He backs off wisely as that Orange Crush sponsor Camaro down below him, taking over the 7th position. John Stanley is in 8th. On board here with him coming off the turn. You see how busy this thing can get, man. Tell you what, John Stanley doing a great job here tonight. He's got a little bit of damage on that machine he's dealing with. So tough, boogered up race car. But, keeping this thing on the track. And this thing, I'll tell you what, this track's tough. It really is. Iglesias and Gomez. Iglesias in the 22 car, Gomez in that 9X machine. These guys having a tight battle here. The 9X, Thiago Gomez running in the 6th position. Jesus Iglesias running in the 7th spot. Preston Hassel and the 9X. Thiago Gomez battling it out. The 27 up on the high line. Look at this. They're going to be 3 wide. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Jim Willis and Artie Viana here battling it out. Jim Willis has been a little bit off the pace here. He might have some damage as the 4 car goes around. Takes over the 12. Chris Hughes here in the 7 car. He is running in the 10th position. Good top 10 run for him as we look out of the front of his machine. At Tim Lansbury, John Stanley in the 12, and Jesus Iglesias up there in that 22 car. Things starting to get a little racy between Iglesias and Stanley. Iglesias holds on as Stanley backs off, and looked like he had a pretty good run. Here he comes. John Stanley starting to look on the low side here, getting a little racy in that 12 car. 22, Jesus Iglesias, Orange Crush sponsor Camaro holding him off. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here in the 24. He and Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in 2 and 3. Jacobs P3 down in front of his machine. He's got a little bit of company there in the back too at 54 Mellow Yellow sponsored machine. Jesus Iglesias makes a pass here. Oh, look at that. Thiago Gomez out of the gas as Iglesias trying to get by side right there. Iglesias up high. Excuse me, Thiago Gomez up high. And he's going to lose a couple positions. Iglesias gets by. John Stanley getting by. Tim Lansbury looking on the bottom side. Chris Hughes also looking here. Trying to get around. So Gomez got, John Stanley inside wall, hard contact for him. Oh my heavens. John Stanley, hard contact for the 12 car. What went on there? Stanley up on the wall, right there, just a wall glue, and he pulls it off the wall. Gets down to the inside and smacks the wall there, and you see Gomez goes by, Chris Hughes goes by. Oh my heavens. John Stanley just gets into the wall right here, and it, oh man, a hard lick of left side. Those guys end up getting around, but now we got a yellow flag here. Thiago Gomez, he'd made some contact with the wall, 9X machine a couple times, and he is off the pace. We'll have to see what happened here, but Gomez came around. There was some hard racing there, trying to avoid John Stanley a little bit earlier, but Gomez, Iglesias, guys were racing pretty hard there earlier too. Take a look and see what happened here. 9X gets up the track, back in the wall right there. Oh, and then down to the inside. And we've seen a number of guys do that. Is John Stanley getting by? Holy smokes. John Stanley's perspective. He's going to watch this out of the front of his machine. Oh, right there. Watch this. John Stanley, good job there getting by. So John Stanley does a good job of missing that. John had done the same thing. He was just fortunately had a little bit of the inside wall to kind of save him keep him from coming around. But he got into the wall earlier too, and a little bit of grabbiness on that wall. Man, it wants to hold on to the outside of that car. So looks like caution flag here. The wall can be a little tough on you. One car incident. Again, thanks so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here tonight and joining me. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button and let me know you were here. And don't forget to share my videos with all your friends. Got tons of videos. Of course, we're racing from Darlington here tonight. And then way up there, man, way up there is the link in the banner of the channel. If you want to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, feel free. Right there, click on that link. Easy peasy, right straight through PayPal. Thanks to all those folks who do so. And then also down in the description of this race are some links over to the Fanatec website. And help me out here. I'm an affiliate through them, and if you'd like to purchase something through them, please click on that link and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all those folks who have done so. I appreciate that. So TurnLeftTV here tonight. We got a challenging track, man. Darlington is probably the hardest oval out there. I can't think of another oval track that's harder than Darlington, at least for me anyway. And it's proving that that it's pretty hard for these guys as well. So tough track. What is it? The track too tough to tame. The lady in black. The Darlington stripe. There's a lot of Darlington stripes out here tonight as we see guys on pit lane. Preston Hassel here on pit lane. Guys here on lap 47. A long race to go here. We got to get some good green flag laps in here. Great battle off pit lane as Tom Robillard gets out of his pit stall. Iago Gomez, Night X, will serve his start at the end of the longest line penalty. That's the rule for the Buschwacker series. Really all of our series, actually. We try to at least, guys cause caution flags, at least give them a little bit of a, somewhat of a penalty in the sense that they got to start at the end of the longest line. So here we are on lap 47. And don't forget, the Saturday Showdown Series will be back in action for season number 2. It's actually the first season of 2022 for race number 1, and we're going to be at Daytona. We had put up a Discord poll, and these guys had their choices. The choices for the cars, the series, the next series that we run in this time slot. And that's basically 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Was the new IndyCar mod, which came in second. Of course, the Stock Car 2018X Xfinity Series. So that was the one we just finished up. So we're going to do that next, again, so the GT3 Series, the download, or the DLC GT3, and then the BTCC cars. Those are a lot of fun. But these guys chose really pretty convincingly the Saturday Showdown Series to do these stock cars again. So Jesus Iglesias in the 22 will start up in the front as Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the second position. Sean Jacobs starts in third. Art Vieira starts fourth. Iago Gomez coming down pit lane here to serve his drive-through. Gomez going to start on the outside line, so interesting lane choice from Thiago Gomez, flipping the script here on this restart. Bardelli Jr. in the 91 will start on the inside line. That's probably where Bardelli Jr. wants to start. So he got a little bit of a gift here, I think. So now it's mano a mano. 91 and the 22 here on the restart. Sean Jacobs, Art Vieira side by side. Colombo and Robillard starting in that third row. Lights are out on the pace car. Pace car coming off the track this time by. Had a little bit of a few caution flags. I kind of expected this from Darlington. It really can be a tough track. So here you go, the 22 car will lead the field here to take the green flag. A little bit of a gap there between he and the 4.
Green flag, go, go, go.
4 car giving him some room as the 22 did not get on the gas. And Bardelli Jr. gets by. The 24 gets by on the restart. The Bardelli Jr. now to the race lead. They are getting after it here for 6th and 7th. Todd Robillard on board here with him as the 27. Preston Hassel gets by. Looking out of the back of his machine at Chris Hughes in the 7th. These guys just got to get some green flag laps under the belt. Like nose to tail here now. They're learning their lesson. Bardelli Jr. the leader. Sean Jacobs in 2nd. Jesus Iglesias back to the 3rd position. We'll take a look at him in this 22 car, this Orange Crush sponsor machine. Artur Vieira is in 4th. Gonna race the track here as Iglesias got a good run here on this 24 car. Down to the front of the Orange Crush sponsor machine, number 22. Jesus Iglesias running in 3rd. Look at this, they got a battle for the race lead. Jacobs goes to the outside. He's going to leave this inside open here. Iglesias touches that yellow line a little bit, rubbing off some speed, drifting up the track, and you've got to be careful not to make any. You see, here's overdriving that car right now. 4 of Artur Vieira going down to the bottom line. Vieira going to make that pass as Iglesias leaves him some room. You do not want to give Artur Vieira the room, man. He will take it. The 4 car, Artur Vieira to the race lead, looking out of the front of his machine. Sean Jacobs looking like he wants to get around this 91 car. He's to the outside. He is really pressuring that 91 right now. Oh! 22 into the wall. Iglesias making contact with the wall. The 27. Oh! There's contact there. More contact. Lacey is holding on to this thing, man. I'll tell you what, he's looking for maybe a little retribution. Little payback. 27 gets by. AMD Ryzen sponsor machine gets by. Iglesias is off the pace here a little bit. He has got some damage he's dealing with. Now the 90 of Todd Robillard going to try to get by, and he's got to be patient here. Robillard there backing off. I think Iglesias to collect his thoughts a little bit. 22. Claudio Bardelli Jr. to the inside now. He's drifting up high. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. Down to the inside, putting a little pressure here on the 91. My heavens. This is Iglesias. He got up into the wall. See if we can't take a look at this a little bit earlier. Take a look here. It is where Iglesias got up in the wall. The 4 car gets down to the bottom line. He was really driving this car pretty hard, but this thing's going to drift up the track, and he's going to make some contact with the wall. The 54-27 going to get by. Iglesias has got some damage now he's dealing with. He is really trying to hold on to the front of that car. This thing's boogered up already. Right there is that hard contact with the wall for the 22. There's Sean Jacobs to the inside. Now he's got a nose underneath that 91 car. Sean Jacobs to the race lead. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to the 2nd position. Sean Jacobs in the 24 Western Auto sponsor machine, now the race leader. Pretty decent little green flag run here, at least compared to what we've had. You see the 24, Sean Jacobs, Western Auto sponsor Camaro. He is in the lead. The 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in 2nd. Artur Vieira in the 4 car is in 3rd. Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Taking a look at him. He's running in P4. A little bit of a gap there between P3 and P4. At 0.3 of a second gap. Ed Palumbo patient. He'll work you down here. He'll wear you out. Just patient right now. He realizes it's early. Trying to get some green flag laps, get some heat in these tires, get these rubber down on the track, and start making some moves. Todd Robillard here trying to look on the low side of Preston Hassel. Hassel running in P5, and Todd Robillard in the Freightliner sponsor Camaro running in the 6th position. Just behind him, Chris Hughes running in P7. Take a look at Chris Hughes here in the 7 car. Quiet. He's always quiet on the radio, man. Don't hear too much out of him. Doing a good job there hanging on to that thing. And I'll tell you what, Preston Hassel looking like he wants to get around the 54 car down to the bottom line. 27 AMD Ryzen sponsored Ford Mustang battling that Camaro, that Mellow Yellow sponsored machine. It looks like he's going to pull off this pass. And Ed Palumbo tucks in the 54 car. Now in the 5th position. Preston Hassel takes over P4. Look at Tim Lansbury. He had some hard front end damage in this 82 car. Off the pace there just a little bit, running in the 9th position. Tough night here for this Skyline Chili sponsored machine. It is Archie Vieira looking a little racy right now in this 4 car, down below the 91. Archie Vieira now makes that pass, takes over P2, the 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr. falls back to the 3rd position. Bardelli Jr. in 3rd. Archie Vieira is in 2nd. It is Gibaldo Spindola, the 68, looking out of the front of his machine. He's wanting to get around Jesus Iglesias. He gets around Jesus, knows he's got a lot of damage here. He might have to be he's trying to wait for a caution flag, I think, but he might end up having to come down pit lane. That he is having some trouble. Spindola gets around. Look at this, 90. Got Robillard now below the 54, so he's gained another spot. Now he's back up to the 5th position. Is Ed Palumbo now back to 6th. So the 54 indicating he's got a little bit of a tight condition here. There's got Chris Hughes looking on the bottom side, giving it a peek in this Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. And Palumbo talking about how this car's a little tight right now. As you see Chris Hughes starting to put a little pressure on him. Really tightens up in the turns. Hughes backing off a little bit, trying to be a little patient. You look at John Stanley in the 12 car. He's got some damage he's been dealing with. He's off the pace a little bit. He's running in the 8th position. 4 seconds off the race lead. Look at this, the 91 down on the inside. We got a new race leader here. We missed that pass. We'll take a look at the first pass here. Archie Vieira getting by Sean Jacobs. So this 4 car of Archie Vieira now working his way to the front. Patience. Getting by Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs maybe trying to hold on to that spot as Bardelli Jr. gets, looked like Sean Jacobs, 24, got into the wall, but Bardelli Jr. gets by. Preston Hassel going to get by as well. Sean Jacobs losing about 3 positions there in a hurry. As Vieira started that train, just take a look at this again. As Vieira going down to the inside line. And, getting by Sean Jacobs. Bardelli Jr. closing the gap in a hurry right there and sneaks underneath the 24 car as he gets into the wall. See, Preston Hassel does a great job getting down to the bottom line. Gets through. Now going back live here as Preston Hassel in the 27 and Claudio Bardelli Jr. battling it out. Preston Hassel getting through. Bardelli Jr. now back to the 3rd position. Archie Vieira, the leader. Actually, we got Todd Robillard here making a pass. It is Robillard down to the inside. Bardelli Jr., the 91, up against the wall. He's going to lose some spots. So Bardelli Jr. was pushing that car early on, and now starting to fall back here a little bit. Boogered up those tires. Look at this, 27 car AMD sponsor machine. Said, who needs the Intel processor? Let's get this AMD sponsor machine up front, and Preston Hassel taking the race lead. So as quickly as Archie Vieira gets the lead, the 27 of Preston Hassel gets around. Now the 27 car to the race lead. Bardelli Jr., he's got to hold on to this thing. Battle here, Chris Hughes, and has been working on the back of that 54 car. Chris Hughes going to get, oh, he drove it in there. He gets by, but he drove that car in there, man. I'll tell you what, he slung that car, that 7 car, around that 54 and almost gets into the wall. We'll take a look at this again. He's driving the dog snot out of this car, and this thing starts drifting up the track. Whoa, Nelly! Holding on to that thing. How about this? The 90 of Todd Robillard. Great line sponsor, Camaro. Now below that 4 of Art Vieta. Pick it up, P2. Art Vieta now back to the 3rd position. So I tell you what, man, this racing gets pretty good here when you get these long green flag runs and guys on these different tire strategies. Guys driving the cars a little bit differently. I think this track, more than any other, really is one that reflects how you drive this car through the run. Some guys going to the front right off the bat will get reeled back in. We'll take a look at this. Tim Lansbury, John Stanley back into the wall. Is Tim Lansbury in the 82 getting by? Preston Hassel, the leader. I mentioned, I think this track is one that really magnifies that how you drive the car and the what it does to the tires. So Preston Hassel had taken the lead. He got battled Bardelli Jr. and got around, but now the 90 car is starting to close in here and maybe challenge for the race lead. These guys coming up on some lap traffic. Givaldo Spindola in the 12th position. Actually, he is the last car on the lead lap, so he definitely wants to stay on the lead lap, but wow. It looks here, the 54, Ed Palumbo, and the 82, Tim Lansbury, running in 7th and 8th. This is starting to tighten up. All these cars started up. Jim Willis in the 53, John Stanley in this mix too. All these guys starting to tighten it up. Jim Willis in 9th. He got around John Stanley. We got some guys coming down pit lane now. Preston Hassel on pit lane. So this is tricky, man. I'll tell you, it really is. It's tricky to pit here. Robillard leading. Now we got some green flag pit stops. This is what we wanted. But this is a tricky, tricky pit lane. You might see some speeding penalties coming out of this. We'll take a look at the 27 of Preston Hassel. Look at this, our race leader, Todd Robillard, coming down pit lane. He's making a pit stop in this Freightliner sponsored machine. Pit stops underway. Bardelli Jr. out there on the track. Now the race lead. The green flag pit stops as the 27 finishes up his pit stop. Bardelli Jr., our leader in the 91 car. Arjaveta is in 2nd. John Stanley is in 3rd. Iago Gomez 4th. Spindola comes down pit lane. The 68 car making a pit stop. Bardelli Jr. indicating he's going to be making a pit stop. I'm telling you, this is a tough pit lane to get on. You got to be careful. We're going to go on board here with Claudio Bardelli Jr. as he enters his pit box. Comes off track to come down pit lane. This is a challenging pit lane. Coming around turns 3 and 4. He's still carrying a heck of a lot of speed here, and you got to watch out for these barrels. On board here with him as he does a great job. A lot of experience here. He and Vieta coming in there together. Here on lap 77. Claudio Bardelli Jr. R.J. Vieta on pit lane. John Stanley coming down pit lane. Look at that. He almost misses right there. See, he almost gets into those barrels. So Robillard now back out on track. He is the leader. He will be the leader, I should say. Preston Hassel behind him in 5th. He's 1, 2, and 3 all on pit lane. Vieira and Bardelli Jr. finishing up their pit stops, coming back out on track. On board here with Artur Vieira. He exits the pit stall, coming around on the access road. Todd Robillard said he loves this track, and right now it is showing. He is the race leader. Preston Hassel in second. Sean Jacobs in the third position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back in fourth. Artur Vieira is in fifth. One car, Jesus Iglesias, looks like he still might be on pit lane. Now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Two cars out of the race. Iglesias now down 2 laps. Spindola is the lucky dog position right now. A big gap there between P1 and 2 and then P3 as we see him go by. So guys starting to spread out here a little bit after pit stops. Green flag pit stops. On board here with the race leader, Todd Robillard, as he comes up on some lap traffic. Wanting to get around Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car. 22 is 2 laps down. Is probably going to let him go. Longer it takes that 90 car to get around the 22, the closer Preston Hassel is going to get. 22 car going way down to the inside here, and I don't know whether that's a signal to let this 90 car go or what, but the 90 car wanting to get around. Vieira and Bardelli Jr. here battling it out. Vieira down to the inside. Probably a little communication there between the two of these guys. They're going to race each other hard, but I think they're probably talking here, saying, hey, you got a little bit faster deal. Just go ahead. The 4 car now picking up P4. Bardelli Jr. back to the 5th position. John Stanley in the 12 car trying to rebound here a little bit, get back in that top 10, and he does. He gets by Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. These guys have had a tough night here. 9X and the 12. Running in P10 is the 12 car of John Stanley. Robillard gets by Jesus Iglesias. He and Preston Hassel running 1 and 2. Bardelli Jr. says, hey, you know what? I'm not too keen on following the 4 car. I think I want to get back by. And he goes down to the inside line, and Vieira now backs off and lets him have it. So I don't know if Vieira got into the wall or what, but Bardelli Jr. now back to the 4th position as Vieira back to 5th. So they're just swapping it around there a little bit. Maybe the 4 car might have gotten into the wall. Not sure. That was interesting. Got around the 91, and then the 91, a couple laps later, ends up getting back. We on lap 85. We should get these things going green here. Laps start clicking off in a hurry as the 90 car, Todd Robillard, about half a second lead over Preston Hassel. Sean Jacobs in 3rd, running 9.5 seconds back. Bardelli Jr. is in the 4th position. Vieira is in 5th. Take a look at Jim Willis here in the 53 car. He's running in that 7th spot. In a quiet night here for him. He got caught up in an accident early on, and it has been really quiet night here for the 53, this Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. But he's running in the 7th position. Just quietly got that car up to P7. He's starting to put a little pressure here on the 54 of Ed Palumbo. That Mellow Yellow sponsored Camaro. A couple Camaros here battling it out. They're closing in on Givaldo Spindola, who is in the 12th position, 1 lap down. I think Givaldo's going to give these guys some room as you see the Mellow Yellow sponsored machine, the 54, going down to the bottom side, getting by Spindola. And Spindola's going to give the 53, Jim Willis, a lot of room. Givaldo getting up in the wall a little bit. So the 54 and the 53 working together. A couple Camaros there, running in P6 and P7. Robillard extending that lead a little bit. Now half a second lead over Preston Hassel. Preston's looking pretty solid here tonight. AMD sponsored machine. This 27 car. 7/10 now, so he's starting to fall off the pace from Todd Robillard. He's opening up more and more of a gap. But feel pretty comfortable right now with a good top 2 run, huh? Sean Jacobs out here sort of by himself. 9.5-ish seconds down to the race leader. We got a tight battle here between Bardelli Jr. and Artur Vieira for 4th and 5th. Willis in the 53. See Ed Palumbo pulling over and said, hey, go ahead, Jim. I want to give you that spot. That was just a wave by right there. And I want to say right now, that is savvy racing. You realize that the 53's got a little bit better stuff right now. Not going to burn your stuff up here, thinking about the long run, and going to let him go. And, you know, there's a couple of advantages to that. Number 1, you may reel him back in. Number 2, you're not going to use your stuff up. And number 3, Jim Willis is going to remember that, and he's going to let you back by when you want by. So there's some, did I say 2 things? I could put 3 things in there. How about 3 things? A lot of benefits there to, you know, not overdriving your car and also letting guys go when they got a little bit faster machine. Back up here with Todd Robillard, who is continuing to expand that lead. 1.8 seconds now for the 90 car on that 27, and we are 20 laps to go. Well, there you go. These guys decided to want to swap around here a little bit. 4 car. 91 getting up into the wall. Bartelli Jr. making contact with the wall as the 4 car gets by. These guys just keep swapping spots, man. I think they're talking right now on NASCAR BR channel. I see them in there. Guys on the NASCAR BR Discord channel. Sean Jacobs coming down pit lane here. Sean Jacobs in the 24 making a pit stop on lap 92. Preston Hassel coming down pit lane as well. So pit stops underway. Now we know guys are going to have to make pit stops here. 24, Sean Jacobs finishing up his pit stop. Preston Hassel, he's on pit lane. Look at this, Todd Robillard, the race leader, coming down pit lane. So the race leader, Todd Robillard, making a pit stop. Artur Vieira, Claudio Bartelli Jr. here battling it out. Who's going to be leading this lap? Bartelli Jr. diving down to the inside. He said, hey, man, I want to try to lead this lap. Maybe keep that 4 car from leading the lap. You see Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stop on the inside on that apron as those guys go by. Robillard on pit lane. The 90 car finishing up his pit stop as Artur Vieira continuing to lead. Robillard now coming back out in the 9th position. Bartelli Jr. down to the inside, pressuring the 91. So now Artur Vieira and the, that was Preston Hassel. Sorry about that. Eyes are bad, man. And I'm colorblind. True. Both of those are true statements. Artur Vieira, the leader there. Sean Jacobs. See Artur Vieira coming down pit lane. Sean Jacobs going by on the outside line. He is running in the 11th position. I suspect Jim Willis is going to be our new race leader here when across that start-finish line. As Artur Vieira giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. Tim Lansbury is in 2nd now. Got to be wondering now when this 53 car is going to come down pit lane. He's getting some laps led. Lansbury, he's staying out quite a long time. He's trying to lead a lap here tonight. I know he has not, after the accident, has not had the car that he's really hoped to have. And now he's closing in on the 53. So Tim Lansbury, 53, going to pull over there and let Lansbury go. And I think the 53 realizing he's going to end up coming down pit lane. So Willis, Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevy. Jim Willis, one of our Florida drivers, giving up the race lead to Tim Lansbury in the 82, one of our our New York drivers. At the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Vieta on pit lane, I believe. He's back off pit lane. Sorry. Glacius is on pit lane, so 82 Tim Lansbury, the leader. Glacius making a pit stop here in the 22 car, that Orange Crush sponsored machine. On board here with Jesus Iglesias. Jim Lansbury continuing to lead. You see the 91, Bardelli Jr. going by, unlapping himself. Lansbury's hanging out. He's hoping for a caution flag. He wants a caution flag. Trap some of these guys a lap down. 82 indicating now he's coming back, coming down pit lane as Iglesias has finished up his pit stop. For Tim Lansbury. Come by, this time by, and come down pit lane. He might have missed that entrance to pit lane, so he's going to have to pit this time by, I believe. The 82 indicating he was going to come down pit lane, but I think he may have missed it that time, the first time. And now, second time around, the 82, Tim Lansbury on pit lane. Oh, right there. Man, he almost took out the barrels. My gosh, that 82 car. Man, I'll tell you. Might have spilled a little chili there. Spilled a little chili. Look at this. The 7, Chris Hughes, out of the race lead. 53, Jim Willis wanting to get by on those fresher tires. 10 laps to go. Gotta wonder, man, does the 7 car have what it takes here? Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? John Stanley running 1-2. Robillard is in third, and Robillard is only 3 seconds back on fresher tires, so he's going to be coming in like a freight train on these guys. 7, Chris Hughes is the leader. I'll tell you what, Tim Lansbury almost took out those barrels. Green flag pit stops. We've had long green flag run here, which is good. We got all those caution flags out of our system. Robillard here on the way as he gets around John Stanley. His 90 car closing in on the 70. He smells blood in the water. The 7 car. You see the 7 car way off the pace as Tim Lansbury gets by. And Robillard, fresh tire, is going to win out on this as the 7 car gives him a lot of room. Gambled. Got to give it to Chris Hughes. He was playing that gambling game there. Hoping for a caution flag. Now, Todd Robillard to the lead. Back to the lead, I should say. Preston Hassel now in second. Chris Hughes now coming down pit lane. He realizes he's going to have to make a pit stop. This would be a good time here, maybe do a splash and dash. If you can do it. I mean, you only got about 6 laps, so just throw a little bit of fuel in it, deal with the tires that you got on there, and get back out. Might end up gaining a couple positions, or at least saving yourself a couple positions. Todd Robillard, the leader. He said he loves this track. And it shows. He has been patient tonight in that 90 car. Freightliner sponsored Chevy Camaro running behind Tim Lansbury. Chris Hughes finished up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. He is now 1 lap down. Here on lap 105, the 90 car. Todd Robillard, the leader. At about a 1.8 second, almost 2 second lead over Preston Hassel, who's had a great night. Waldo Spindola on pit, or coming off pit lane, coming back out on track. Here on lap 106, Todd Robillard in the 90, the leader. Gibaldo back out on track here, running in the 12th position, 3 laps down. Quiet night for the 68 car. He's gotten caught up with some deals, none of his making, and having a tough night. But I'll tell you what, best attitude out on the track. I mean, if I had to award a mental attitude award winner, it would be Gibaldo Spindola without question. Never lashes out, always positive, quiet on the radio, doesn't say too much. And always coming in to chat, wishing everybody luck. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. So Robillard continuing to lead here with here on lap 108. It is Ed Palumbo, Tim Lansbury battling it out. 82 into 54. 82 getting by. Oh, is he going to get by? 82 car gets by that 54, but barely. I tell you what, that 54 did not want to give up that position. That's for the 8th spot. Robillard here with gotten into the wall in the backstretch. We got 2 laps to go. Todd Robillard, hold on. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Preston Hassel. Sean Jacobs in 3rd. Bardelli Jr. in the 4th position. Guetta in 5th. 2.5 second lead. Across the start finish line, we'll have 1 to go. John Stanley got a penalty here late in the race. Speeding on pit lane. Oh, my heavens, man. Couple turns to go as Stanley coming back out on track. Ed Palumbo getting in the wall. Todd Robillard's going to have to miss these guys. He gets into the inside. Half a lap to go. Can this 90 car lift this bad boy home here? He has got a roadblock in front of him. Keeping it interesting for the 90 car. Oh, my heavens. Todd Robillard's going to come away with a victory there, but my heavens, those guys about got into one another. That Freightliner sponsor machine. Woo! That one got a little dicey there. Robillard gets the win. Great job to Todd Robillard. Preston Hassel there coming up and give him a congratulatory fender up. So congratulations to the 90. Todd Robillard getting the win here tonight at Darlington. The lady in black. That was an interesting race. It really was a good race once we got those caution flags out of the way. We had about 5 caution flags in quick succession, and then we had these long green flag runs. So that was good. We'll take a look at the finishing results here tonight. Todd Robillard gets the win in the 90. Congratulations to him. Preston Hassel finishes in the 2nd position. Sean Jacobs 3rd. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 finishes in the 4th position. Archie Vieira 5th. Jim Willis battles back there for a 6th place finish. Tim Lansbury, talk about battling back. He finishes in 7th. Ed Palumbo finishes in 8th. Tiago Gomez 9th. Chris Hughes finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in the 11th position is John Stanley in the 12th car. Givaldo Spindola finishes in 12th. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 finishes in 13th. Christian Wilson finishes in the 14th position in the 30 car, and Kent Thomas in his first race out at 5X finishes in 15th. That really was an interesting race once we got that dialed in, so congratulations to Todd Robillard on getting the win here at Darlington. We'll see if we can't get him up in the booth with us. All right, we got race winner here, Todd Robillard, in the victory lane here with us. Congratulations, Todd. I know coming in, you said that you really loved this track. A lot of guys were complaining about how they didn't like this track very well. You said, I love it, and here you are in victory lane.
I do love this place. It's challenging. That's what I really like about sim racing, some of these racetracks, that they're this challenging.
You know, this track, I said some of the keys to the race is don't forget which turn you're going into. Be patient, and then, you know, drive the track. I mean, if you really start concentrating on maybe trying to pass cars and really get racy, that's when things go haywire at this track.
Yeah, it's easy to get in trouble, especially when you get caught up in somebody else's mess. You really have to have a lot of patience here, because you have to, once you catch somebody, you have to understand what their, you know, where their line is and stuff like that. So getting around people is probably the hardest thing at this racetrack.
Yeah, definitely exercising patience and being track aware here at Darlington. Things happen so quickly, and there's not a lot of room. I mean, it's a track's wide in places, but there's really not a lot of room here to get racy. We had a lot of caution flags here early on, but the last half of this race really got pretty interesting. Some green flag pit stops. Talk about how you felt about that.
Yeah, once it started to stretch out a little bit, that's, you know, in the first half of the race, it was, we'd run just long enough that you'd start to get into a rhythm, and then the caution would come out, and that's pretty frustrating. So the second half of the race, once we started to run, you know, all green flag there, it's a lot easier to get in a regular pace and just run your line. Don't have to worry about anybody else around you, and it's easier to work on your own strategy as far as pit stops and stuff go.
Well, you know, you bring up pit stop strategy there. With that shorter run there at the end, what was your strategy? You know, what did you do when you came on pit lane? 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel? What type of pit stop did you do?
I took 4. Preston, I knew, you know, he was just as fast as I was, but he pitted the lap earlier, and I didn't want him to be out there on fresh tires for too long, so that's why I pitted on the next lap. I could have gone along much further on that set of tires and fuel, but if I had given up that time to him, I probably would have never got back by him after I had pitted later. So I didn't want to pit too much later than he did.
A lot of guys really like this Xfinity series, and next week I think we're going to have a big crowd. Of course, mirroring what's going on with the real NASCAR series. We'll be at Daytona next week, and expect a big field there. What do you think is going to transpire? Hopefully no caution flags, but how do you feel about Daytona next week?
Daytona's a crapshoot, really. As long as guys race smart and be patient, just like you have to at this track, we should have a good race. It's when guys try to force passes and make things happen that they should be patient on. That's when we have a lot of cautions. So hopefully we'll get through next week without any too big of problems.
Yeah, then a week after that, then we got a very special race on the schedule there, the Busted Knuckles 125 to honor Lauren Stoppelworth. A little bit longer run at Phoenix Raceway. I think a lot of guys really do like Phoenix. I know, why we have it on the schedule here, and we're running the Memorial race because this was Lauren's favorite race or favorite track, and there's going to be some heavy hearts with 125 laps there on February the 25th. Talk a little bit, about Lauren, what he meant to you, and what it was like to race with him.
I really enjoyed racing with Lauren. He was a great guy. He's very well missed around here. He was funny, and he just never had a bad attitude when he was out on the racetrack. I mean, everybody gets upset from time to time because they get wrecked or they end up in somebody else's mess, but he never, very, very, very rarely did that ever happen to him. And he definitely left his mark on us. It's nice that we're going to have a memorial race for him. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, hey, congratulations, man. Great win here at Darlington. It is, I think, the toughest track on the schedule, and you get to, celebrate in Victory Lane tonight. So congratulations to you, man.
Thanks, Heath. Thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you. Todd Robillard getting the win here in this Freightliner sponsor machine, the 90 car. Big win for Todd Robillard. Again, he came in with confidence. Knew how he wanted to drive this track and was able to sort of adjust given the way that race was going. He knew how this track was going to be for him personally and was able to adjust when he needed it, but loved the track, and that confidence makes up a lot of, it's a big part of winning and having confidence at a track. And this track right here, man, I'll tell you, it is an intimidating one. The lady in black tonight goes home with the 90 car. Don't forget, next week, Saturday afternoon, we'll be back at it with the High Octane Racing League Saturday Showdown Series. Race number 1 from Daytona. So we got a big Daytona weekend coming up next week. And kicking off a new season in this time slot where we got a lot of Euro drivers, a lot of really Eastern European and Russian drivers joining us. And, man, they love these stock cars. They're great race car drivers, and this is going to be a blast, man. You don't want to miss it. It'll all be live right here on TurnLeftTV coming up on February the 19th at Daytona, 80-lap race in the Saturday Showdown Series. Wow, I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Man, we had a little bit of a mess here early on in the race, but we got it figured out. Really did, and ended up being a great race, I think. So guys that weren't able to race tonight or decided not to race with us missed a good race. I know early on it was a little dicey, but ended up being a great one, really. A great strategy. You like to see those green flag pit stops. You like to see those strategies sort of playing out, whether it be 2 tires, 4 tires, a little bit short on fuel, whatever the case may be, staying out a little bit longer like we saw some of these guys do. And it was interesting. It really was. So, again, thanks for joining us. Please hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to click on those links down in the description of this race and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. If you haven't subscribed, there it is. Hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to flirt with that bell over there. Then you get notifications when races are going live, when we have races scheduled here on TurnLeftTV on YouTube. And again, thanks for coming in here tonight and joining me. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league or a website or online store hosting, EliteHostingUSA.com is the place to go. That's going to do it for us tonight here. Congratulations to Todd Robillard. I'm out of here, boys and girls. I'm out.